Hey, what's going on, everybody on YouTube? Steve here, Raiken Profit, RaikenProfit.com. So I shared this story in a previous video. Actually, it was the video one from the Connecticut Thrift meetup. But I want to share this with you guys one more time because this tip that I'm going to share with you is going to save you and make you a lot of money when you're at the thrift store. So if you live in an area like I do, where there's definitely a bunch of competition and thrifters out there who are going out there looking for books, clothing items, shoes, similar items that you're looking for, then you definitely want to follow this tip. So imagine right now that you're in a thrift store. Maybe you're at Savers, maybe you're at Goodwill, maybe you're at Salvation Army, and a cart comes out with fresh inventory. And if you're new to thrift stores, you've never been to one, when the workers there bring out inventory, they either bring them out on like clothing racks, or Goodwill, they have these big, like, 3-tiered bins that they bring out with new inventory and goods inside. And Savers, they'll bring out those similar bins, but they're just a little bit smaller. So imagine you see one of those come out and it's just sitting there. What do? Well, I'll tell you right now, what you need to do is rush those bins. Why? Because that's brand new inventory. And since there is a bunch of competition out there, the new inventory hasn't been looked over. People haven't gone through it. People haven't looked up the eBay sold listings or scanned it. So that's where the money's going to be. Now, that's not the tip, although that is a tip. What I really want to share with you is a more specific tip that has to do with brand new inventory. And what that is, and this pertains to the bins coming out, so the 3-tiered bins at Goodwill or the 2-tiered bins at Savers, is instead of just like walking up to, maybe there's a multiple bins laid out, instead of just looking in one bin and being like, wow, I'm gonna dig through this, look through the entire bin before you make a decision. Why? Because a real life story I wanna share with you happened to me the other day. I was at Goodwill and 3 different bins came out. So there were like 6 bins inside this one bin, 6 here, 6 here. So there were essentially like 18 different sections that I could look in. And what I did was I walked up to the first bin that had 6 on it. I poked in one, I saw that there were books, and I just started scanning. Now, there's no problem doing that. You know, if there's something like super like profitable, like a bunch of Super Nintendo games or something just amazing, just sitting there, yeah, you want to grab it. But what happened is, instead of me taking the time and just giving a quick poke through each one, just to see if there was anything that stood out, like a brand new video game or some brand new board games or I don't know, whatever, something really profitable, my competition came out, and he's a good friend of mine. And when I was looking through the bin, this specific bin, scanning books that weren't even worth money, he pulled out a $100 Monopoly game right next to me and then followed up with another $40 board game. So the lesson is, when you see the bins come out, rush to them. That's number one, rush to the bins. But number 2 is give all of the bins a quick scan through. And what you're essentially doing is you're looking to see if there's any low-hanging fruit, something that's super obvious, something that stands out, that is just screaming out money, and you just throw it in your carriage, throw it in your cart, so the competition doesn't take you out and grab it. And it was just crazy because my buddy, he comes over, says what up to me, looks in the bin right next to me, and pulls out one of those anniversary Monopoly games worth over 100, and then another board game worth 40. And I'm like, holy crap, did this just happen? Was I really that much of a noob? I don't even know if it's a noob mistake. I can't believe I didn't look in that bin. It was right next to me. If I would have just taken 2 seconds to just give it a quick scan through, that money would have been in my possession. So it's crazy. That was a day's pay right there that I lost out on because I made that simple rookie mistake. Now, it definitely went to an amazing guy. I'm super happy. If you're watching it, man, I was busting your chops the other day about it. But you're a great guy, man, and I'm glad it went to you. But it definitely hurts when you lose out on money. And, if you're watching, don't let this happen to you. If anyone else is out there and they're like, wow, like, I don't do this, stop doing it, right? Or start doing it. Start scanning everything first, because the money is in those fresh bins. And if you don't take advantage of that opportunity, somebody else will. So with that being said, guys, be sure to smash that like button, comment, subscribe, and yeah, be sure to check out the Connecticut Thrifting meetup from the other day if you haven't already. There's part 1 and part 2 that I posted recently, and went out with 18 resellers, and we found a bunch of cool stuff. So definitely check out that video. You also see the clip where I talked to the guy who snagged up over $100 in my profits. But with that being said, guys, keep on picking and making that money, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.